Hello and welcome to HITC Sport. How are you doing, lads? So most people were wondering what happened to my f***ing face.
Oh, what happened, Irish guy? Was that gangrene from potato deficiency? Were you washing your face in the KFC urinal again? Did you catch an STD from the scarf?
Yes, but that's not what it was. Just like Paul McShane's ability to make money, or why Gareth Bale's ears no longer point in opposite directions, or why Seth Rollins is a West Ham fan. Seriously, lads, if he had charged the pitch, Cech would be pissing through a tube for the rest of his life. Just like all that, I guess the whole thing will remain a mystery. Anyway, let's crack into it. Let's pick a squad of 23 players from the Premier League era. Because, you know, there's no way like dividing my audience just like that. Like, no matter who I pick, no matter who I choose, none of you are going to be happy. I can just envisage it. I'm going to put in Shearer.
Where's Dion Dublin?
Renovating houses on BBC One. Anyway, enough stalling, let's crack on with it. Lionel Messi is no match for this squad, let me tell you. Peter Schmeichel. Alright, so let's go with Schmeichel. Not Casper, don't worry, I wasn't dropped on my head as a child. Just chucked out a hospital window. My mother wanted a girl. Peter Schmeichel might have spent his entire career looking like he just escaped the mental hospital and looking like he was about to eat somebody's face. But besides the lunacy, the man was a spectacular goalkeeper for Man United. 5 league titles, 4 FA Cups and a Champions League. Get in this squad. He ended up at Man City, which back then was a bit like hooking up with the uglier, dopier cousin. I mean, come on, Paulo Wanchope and Sun Ji-hai? I mean, looking at City now, maybe there is hope out there for all you cousins who look like a foot. And if not, then just marry your own cousins. I mean, how do you think people in Blackpool survive? Peter Cech. Arsenal fans are probably about 5 minutes away from fashioning Cech out banners. Then again, they're probably going to start campaigning for the tea lady to be on the dole soon. Yes, Cech isn't quite what he used to be anymore, but listen, he was one of the top goalkeepers in the Premier League for a long time. 4 league titles, 4 FA Cups, slightly less important, 3 League Cups, pretty sure he gave those medals to his dog, a Europa League, which is a bit like me winning an arm wrestle against a bunch of 8-year-olds, and of course the Champions League where he saved a penalty from Arjen Robben. He holds the Premier League record for the fewest appearances required to reach 100 clean sheets in 180 games, joint most number of clean sheets in a season with 21, as well as most clean sheets in Premier League history. Also in his debut season he went 1,025 minutes without conceding a goal, and he achieved all this despite having his head kicked in by a reckless Irishman, and it wasn't even 3 AM on Paddy's Day. What? David De Gea. It seems a bit weird to chuck in David De Gea as a bit of an afterthought, especially considering the media have christened him as the golden god of goalkeepers. Clearly there's been an oversight. Have we all forgotten the genius that is Jack Anick? No, Christ, that man looks like he's won his career in a raffle. Yes, when De Gea first arrived at Old Trafford, he looked like a man with chocolate wrists and a weird haircut. A goalkeeper who hadn't seen the inside of a gym in his entire life. A human beanpole who was terrified of crosses, and he lost his place to Anders Lindegaard. 7 years later, De Gea is the most competent goalkeeper in world football. Well, Lindegaard just rots in the Burnley reserves. Gary Neville. Poor Gary Neville. Left all alone in the world on Monday nights because one man couldn't keep his spit off the face of a teenage girl. But I know one man who's also left all alone on Monday nights, and pretty much every other night for pretty much the same reason. I've really got to stop making jokes about that man. Once he gets out, he's going to come after me with a bat. That's when he's off to China. It'll be grand. At least he has one friend over there. Anyway, it's ironic that Neville's career has been affected by a scouser reacting to a Manchester United fan goading him over the result, when Neville practically made love to the badge right in front of the Liverpool fans in 2006. So Gary, if you were wondering why half of Merseyside felt like cancelling their subscription and or throwing their TV set out the window in 2011, that was probably it. Pablo Zabaleta. Yeah, there aren't too many players on this list that are going to still be playing. Most of them are either boarding us to tears on the airwaves or preparing for boxing, when we all know, just like his QPR career, he's going to gas after about 4 minutes until, you know, the only people who are going to want to box him are KSI, Logan Paul, and a bunch of 14-year-olds who lift pink weights in their mother's basement. Where was it? Jeez, that was a long segue. Ah yeah, Pablo Zabaleta. Is he still playing? Yeah, I guess he's still playing at West Ham. Is he really though? I mean, he's hurtling towards the relegation zone, West Ham. It's the ghost of Zabaleta, really. It's not the same one that was bombing up and down the right flank for Man City, winning league titles and FA Cups. Admittedly, right back is a tough spot to pick. There were a few decent contenders. Lee Dixon, Bakary Sagna, Gary Kelly. But we'll go for Zabaleta. I mean, I could go for Gary Kelly, but I'm not borderline insane. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to put Ashley Barnes in my fantasy league team. John Terry, Chelsea and England captain for a while. John Terry walks straight into this team, confident on the ball, strong in the tackle. He clears the ball with conviction and breaks up attacks with as much ease as he does his best friend's marriages. Yes, he probably has about 5 Tinder accounts. Oh, do not remind him of the Tinder. Jesus Christ, that video took me until 7 AM to do. 7 AM to do that f***ing video. Ironic that it was about a lonely dating app, considering the content of that video was a big bag of wank. Rio Ferdinand. I don't know how Rio Ferdinand and John Terry would actually play in a squad together these days. I'm relishing the day they actually have to sit down together at the BT Sports studio. It's going to be deliciously awkward. Anyway, Rio was undoubtedly a world-class player. There is a reason Man United forked out £30 million for him. Yes, his timekeeping wasn't the best. Drugs tests are important to Rio, and he used to spend his summer pranking the likes of Sean Wright-Phillips, and here was me thinking he was a grown man. But he was an outstanding world-class defender. I mean, not so much a QPR, he could clear piss off a shovel, but at United he was great. Nemanja Vidic. The Serbian was arguably one of the greatest centre-backs in the Premier League history, and nobody had a clue who he was when he first arrived. Signed from Spartak Moscow, people had thought Ferguson was having one of his senile moments. After all, it had only been a year since Ferguson had thought David Bellingham was worth a damn. I'm pretty sure people were expecting Ferguson to any moment now start talking to his feet and get wheeled off to a home. But no, considering what Vidic achieved in Manchester, I think Ferguson called this one right. Ricardo Carvalho. The perfect partner for John Terry. You've got to have Ricardo Carvalho in here. The previous decade's David Luiz, except this one could actually defend. Carvalho, who's currently raking in the dollar bills in China. The poor lad has finally saved up enough money to actually afford himself a decent haircut. Clearly, I can only dream of such luxuries. He won 3 league titles at Stamford Bridge and was the perfect blend to Terry's no-nonsense style of defending. Ashley Cole. When he wasn't shooting interns, cheating on pop stars, or meeting Mourinho in hotel rooms, the last two were unrelated. I think Ashley Cole was a great defender. One of the the greatest left back in Premier League history. Without doubt. Go on. Who's better? Patrice Evra? Paul Dummett? Matt Target? Why am I naming the ones? Cole gets in, no question. On an unrelated note, I wonder does he have a dartboard at home with Liam Payne's face as the bullseye? Dennis Irwin. Some of you might be wondering where's Graham Lasso? Not even his wife wonders where is Graham Lasso. He has a wife? So Dennis Irwin was a top left back, but that man was so modest that he probably doesn't even think he was better than Paul Konchesky. He spent 12 years at Old Trafford sporting the same £6 haircut. What a man. Cristiano Ronaldo. When Cristiano Ronaldo arrived at Old Trafford in 2003, there were skeptics. He was a one-trick pony. How about cut out the millions of step-overs and pass the f***ing ball? I hate people who don't pass the ball. Maybe get a f***ing haircut too. And don't even get a start on the diving. Back then, Ronaldo looked like someone who'd burst into tears if you told him his eyebrows didn't match. But since then, the boy has grown up, visited a dentist, and become one of the best players in the world. Man United have been linked with him every summer for the past 5 years, but the Red Devils, in the state they're in, is signing him as a bit like Macaulay Culkin still thinking he has a chance with Mila Kunis. It's just not happening, lads. David Beckham, arguably the best crossover ball the Premier League has ever seen. Brandon Beckham was a top player, and it'd be a criminal not to include him, basically. Steven Gerrard. You might ask where's Cesc Fabregas? Chugging pizzas at old men, most likely. And it's not in my team. Steven Gerrard slips into the 23 though. Of course, a man who could have played for any team in the world but rejected half of them to stay at Liverpool, where he won 1 League Cup in the last 10 years of his career. Frank Lampard. Listen, I don't know where all the fat Frank jokes came from. If you've never seen Frank Lampard in the flesh, and you just listen to rival fans, West Ham fans mainly, you would have thought this was a man capable of eating a family of 4 and would have traded all his league medals in for an all-you-can-eat buffet. Lads, where did all this come from? Like, this is not an overweight man. You want to see overweight? I'll show you overweight. Here's a goalkeeper actually eating a pie during a game. Wayne Shaw, are you sure you don't want sauce with that? More like, okay, I should stop before I go down the Nicole Arbor route. She is honest to God like if Hitler had menstrual cramps. 211 goals for Chelsea, and he's the club's record goal scorer. From centre mid. Lampard was an unbelievable player. Roy Keane, an absolute warrior and a legend of the Premier League. Now fair enough, Roy Keane couldn't really manage his way out of a paper bag. Screaming at Paul McShane until you're blue in the face might sound like a bout of laughs, but unless your goal in life is to make gingers cry, it's not really going to achieve anything. A great midfield general for Man United though, not so much up north for Celtic, he could barely walk. To be fair, you don't really need to when you're playing Inverness and Wankstain FC. Patrick Vieira. I'm not really sure what you do with Vieira and Keane in your squad, but I have them both in anyway. Vieira was an absolute legend for Arsenal and a leader that they just haven't replaced in the 13 years since Paul Scholes. Here's a Premier League myth. Who the f*** circulated the one that Paul Scholes is a recluse loner who is terrified of the media? Bullshit. You can barely get him off the f***ing box. And I'm not sure why he's on the air because the man seems to have one singular tone of voice, but this man was the best passer in the history of the Premier League. David Silva, one of the most underappreciated players in the Premier League era. Maybe now he's coming a bit more to the fore under Pep Guardiola. One of the most technically gifted players I've ever seen. His haircut is a bit weird. I mean, I think he was trying to go for the Bruce Willis look. He looks more like a demented Sinead O'Connor. Thierry Henry, I really should be over this by now, shouldn't? It's been 10 years. I should be over it. I won't mention it. Alright, I I won't mention that he's a cheat. When Thierry Henry arrived at Arsenal, he looked like a shoddy winger who was drunk on pace and was allergic to goals. Where have we heard that before? But he soon transformed into pretty much the best player the Premier League has ever seen. Since then, Arsenal have been treated Nicholas Bentner and Yaya Sanogo. I suppose it's no wonder most of them are now about 3 rants away from a nervous breakdown. Alan Shearer, the Premier League's all-time record goal scorer, how could you not include him? 260 league goals, he won the title with Blackburn Rovers, who now employ Danny Graham and play Bradford this week. Watching them is like witnessing Lindsay Lohan's decade-long battle with the ravages of time. Luis Suarez. Yes, Luis Suarez might seem like the type of guy who looks for raw human flesh on the menu whenever he eats out. Despite 7 drunk rabbits and a wisecracking monkey operating the control panels in his head, he still managed to finish his time at Anfield with 82 goals in 133 games. That man just got better as time went on. Harry Kane. Considering this man was on the bench behind Roberto Soldado 4 years ago, before everyone realised the Spaniard was about as much use as soggy tinfoil, the fact that Harry Kane has already scored over 100 Premier League goals at the age of 24, it's unbelievable. And to think he was once on the bench behind David Nugent. So there we have it. I'm pretty sure that list has angered the lot of you. So let me have it. Let me know in the comment section below. Just tell me, who have I missed? What glaring omissions are there? Let me know. Give me your squad of 23. Who should be in there? Who have I missed? Is my hair shit? Tell me everything. Anyway, that's the end of the video, lads. Cheers for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Give an old subscribe. I'll be your best friend forever. I won't be going to any birthday parties. I mean, that's not allowed for so many reasons. But give a subscribe anyway. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.